Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about text features. And you are going to work to add some text features to your writing. So I guess I should show you this other page first, just a moment. So remember, text features are all of the things that are included in a text that do not state things in sentences and paragraphs. So we have the table of contents, which tells the major parts of your story or passage. Glossary, which defines vocabulary words at the end. Keywords, vocabulary are often bolded or highlighted. You can include a diagram, which is a drawn illustration of something, a graph, a chart, a map. All of these things we have gone over before. Illustration is something that is written or drawn. Bold print, titles, headings and subheadings, captions, which are the words that describe a picture or photo or an illustration. Sidebars could be helpful in your paper, which are just little additional information, facts that are not listed in your sentences. So these are all things that you can include in your informational paper about your topic. So today and tomorrow you are going to work to add text features to your writing. So what we're going to do first is look at a mentor text about hurricanes and talk about some text features that are found in this passage. Katrina, Matthew, and Irene are just a few of the names of different hurricanes that have created chaos over the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Weather experts have been naming hurricanes since the early 1950s. The World Meteorologist Organization found it to be easier to write and communicate about hurricanes when they had actual names. What is a hurricane? So here's a heading. A hurricane, bold word, vocabulary word. A hurricane is considered a natural disaster or a natural event that causes great damage or a loss of life. More specifically, a hurricane is a violent tropical storm having winds higher than 72 miles per hour. These storms can be called other names as well. For example, in the northern Indian Ocean, they are known as cyclones, and in the western Pacific Ocean, they are known as typhoons. No matter what they're called, they are extremely destructive and can cause heavy flooding, damaging winds, landslides, and many deaths. Another heading. There are several things that need to happen for a hurricane to form. First, the ocean water needs to be fairly warm, more than 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, winds need to come together and flow toward each other, creating pressure and moving them upward. Then, winds flow up, higher, and outward while humid air rises. Last, the lighter winds outside of the hurricane steer it, allowing it to grow bigger and bigger, thus forming a very powerful hurricane. A lot of transition words in this paragraph. First, next, then, last, and thus. Here's another heading. So all these headings are describing what's happening within the paragraph below. So these are things you definitely should include in your paper. What are the parts of a hurricane? Like humans, insects, and animals, there are parts that make up a hurricane. Hurricanes have three different parts. One of the parts that make up these powerful storms is called the eye, another bolded word. The eye of the hurricane is the center of the storm. So this author defined the eye right after including it in the paragraph. The entire storm will rotate around the eye of the hurricane. It is the calmest area of the storm. Another part of the hurricane is the eye wall, another bolded word with a definition. The eye wall surrounds the eye and has the strongest wind and rains of the storm. The last part of a hurricane are rain bands, another bolded words. These are the clouds that spin around and make the storm bigger. They have a range of 50 to 300 miles length. Every hurricane is made up of these three parts. So the author not only described the parts of the hurricane with bolded words and a heading, they included a diagram which is drawn with labels showing what a hurricane looks like. Hurricanes are dangerous, life-threatening storms that need to be taken seriously. However, understanding what they are how they are formed, and their parts can be your first step in preparing for these natural disasters. So your job today is to go into your paper and add text features. I'm sorry, your job today and tomorrow. Adding text features to your paper. Headings, bolded words, diagrams, pictures, maybe a glossary at the end if you want to define your bolded words at the end of your paper. A table of contents, so what order are your paragraphs in with your headings. So in your table of contents, you'll just have your headings for each paragraph, your major portions of your paper. Perhaps you want to include a diagram depending on your topic. If your topic is an animal, maybe a diagram of the parts of the animal, or maybe simply pictures or illustrations if you're handwriting your paper of your animal to show the reader, which is me, what your animal looks like. But each of your papers should include multiple, which means more than one, text feature. So a title is a text feature, headings are text features, bolded words are text features, pictures, diagrams, etc. If you have just fun facts that you want to include in a little box on the side of your paper, that is a text feature. But your paper should include more than one text feature to provide your information. And many of your papers already have these, but I would like you to use today and tomorrow to go in and strengthen your paper by making sure you have all of these parts. And then next week we're going to go in and try to strengthen our paper by making sure our introductions and conclusions are strong. And then we're going to do some editing, and then we're going to get close to being done with these papers. So that's your job for today and tomorrow, adding text features. If you need help, come see me in my office hours.